For the unattractive men of the world, life is difficult. They are bullied, rejected, disrespected, made fun of, ignored, emasculated, and traumatized. They face significant difficulties in their professional lives, with their career ambitions usually coming to a screeching halt as they are never considered for internal promotions, and that's only if they manage to make it past the interview stage in the first place. And as for their romantic lives, well, it usually never even began. At best, unattractive men are invisible to women, but what's more often the case is that women are actually disgusted by them to the point they are offended when an unattractive man approaches them. But for most men, it can be difficult to come to terms with the fact that the brutally unfair treatment they face is due to their looks. Throughout their lives, from an early age, everywhere they look, all they find are empty platitudes such as, "You're perfect just the way you are," or "People are inherently good." And that's as far as it goes for most men. Most men never see through the facade. And that's probably a good thing, because the mental journey one must take in order to truly accept the black pill is one fraught with pain, peril, and self-discovery of the worst kind. And no, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. On his way to becoming black-pilled, there are 3 stages, or levels of realization, that a man must go through. So with no further ado, these are the levels of black pill realization. The first level of black pill realization occurs when a man realizes that the reason he is constantly rejected by women and disrespected by other men is because of his looks. But at this level, the man still believes that he himself is the problem and that this is a personal failure. The initial realization usually comes fairly early in a man's life, and the catalyst is usually when he notices a discrepancy between what women say and what they do. For example, he gets told that women like guys that treat them with respect, yet he observes that the men that are most successful with women are often rude and inconsiderate. He sees men berate their girlfriends in public, cheat on them, and use them for their bodies. All the while, he himself treats any woman he desires like a queen, and the most he ever gets, if he's lucky, is a peck on the cheek. He might even attempt to play the bad boy role, but when he does, he learns that that too does not work for him. Women reject him whether he is a nice guy or a jerk. Now, many men in this pre-black pill stage will never make it out to the first level of black pill realization, and instead they'll be stuck forever trying to strike the perfect balance between what women say they want and what he observes with his own eyes. But for those that do eventually become black pilled, this is their starting point. So at this level, a man realizes that there is only one possible answer to the questions of why he struggles so much no matter what he tries, while other men don't seem to have to put forth much effort at all. And what he realizes is that it must be his looks that is the problem. And so this is where most men have their red pill phase and they get into looks maxing. Since he's already tried to fix his personality, a man at the first level of black pill realization will naturally focus all his efforts on trying to improve his looks. Typically, he'll start with some of the more mainstream methods like gym maxing and style maxing, but he may eventually fall down the rabbit hole of nonsense and get into things like mewing, bone smashing, or even leg lengthening surgery. This level can be a difficult one for many men because he may see his looks improving when he looks in the mirror and he sees that maybe he's lost some weight and gotten a bit more muscular, and he's got better fitting clothes, so he just looks better overall. But when he still fails to get any matches on the dating apps, and he still gets treated the same as always by women in real life, There's a whole range of emotions that a man might go through. He will likely feel like he's been focusing on improving in the wrong areas, and some men at this point might even revert back to trying to improve their personality again. But eventually, some men will level up, or more like level down, I guess. And they will make it out to the other side and continue forward on their path of enlightenment with the second level of black pill realization. The second level of black pill realization can only be achieved after one has proven to himself through trial and error that no form of self-improvement will ever have any effect. At this level, a man no longer blames himself for his struggles, but instead looks outward and places the blame on society. A man at the second level of black pill realization will believe that there are systemic issues at play and that the reason people treat him so poorly is because of the material conditions they are forced to live with. He may even start to believe that if only he had been born in another time, some historic gilded age of summers past, if only his flesh and bones and all the particles that constitute his physical form had come together then as they have now, then life wouldn't be so unfair for him. Then he, like so many others, then he too could find love and form meaningful relationships and have companionship, and he could have a real life. He could contribute to society in a positive way, and he could make a real life for himself, a good life, with a good woman that loves him and appreciates him for who he is. Not on the outside, nay, a good woman, one who loves and appreciates him for who he is on the inside. His character, a woman who loves him deeply, not in spite of his flaws, but because of them. And this woman would be his and his alone, and she would bear him children. Heirs! She would bear him heirs for to inherit all that he has built. For his accomplishments would be great and his riches many. A plethora of riches, multitudes, a menagerie. And this woman would not be rare. In this gilded age of which the world has not seen for many sunrises and at least as many sunsets. No, not rare at all. For then society was good. People were good. Things were different then. And things would have been different, he will believe, this man who is at the second level of black pill realization, if only he had been born in a different time. Because he will believe that the reason he is always rejected, the reason that women cannot bear to exist within 14 feet of his presence, these things are simply the result of material conditions. It's a systemic issue. These issues may manifest on an interpersonal level, but they originate from an institutional level. Such is the stage of delusion that every black pill scholar must encounter on his path to total enlightenment. And as delusional as he may be, this belief system is a step forward from the first level of black pill realization, because at least at this level, the man will come to realize that self-improvement is simply another form of coping, and so he will know not to waste his time with such frivolous matters. Unfortunately, some men at this level will fall into an even bigger trap, which is that they will believe if they are able to organize with other like-minded men, then they will be able to bring about change. So the level 2 black pillar might participate in protests, and he might join any number of activist groups and or nefarious cults. This is what happens to a man in the second level of black pill realization. You know of these men as MGTOW, men's rights activists, Western-born Muslim converts, and loser-maxing Discord members, to name a few. And I don't say any of this to disparage these men, because I was once one of them, And it wasn't even that long ago. As ridiculous and as unlikely as it seems, Level 2 is a necessary stepping stone on the path to the third and final level of black pill realization. It is only after making his way through Level 1 and Level 2 that a man may achieve true enlightenment, which is known as the third and final level of black pill realization. And this is also known as the acceptance phase. A man at level 3 of black pill realization finally understands his problems, and he understands himself, and most importantly, he understands that all this shit is gay, so who cares? Buy my book, Woj Discovers Looksmaxing While Supplies Last, link in the description.